Welcome back to On the Record. We're here at the Tech Data event in a rather overcast day in LA. And I'm here with Gordon Harris, who has works for IBM and is partnering with Eaton nowadays for some racking and for power. Welcome to the show. So one of the big things that always amazes me is that you have so many people in this marketplace, like selling, like the channel partners, who are selling all sorts of desktop units and stuff to SMBs, but they're not doing anything to attach a UPS onto it. Now I realize that years and years and years ago, it was either you put a power cord on it or you put nothing on it because it was too expensive.
There was really no protection for the customer in there, and the value and cost has really come down to a point where that's really a viable option. The business partners ought to be looking at that for a revenue opportunity.
Well, for a revenue opportunity for them, but more importantly, to protect their customer.
Absolutely.
If their customer goes down and they find out that for another $200 or $500 they could have protected it,
that's exactly right.
That customer is definitely going to be saying
customer a disservice by not talking to them about these products.
Yeah, and so what's going to happen is that customer is going to say, hold on a minute. So you didn't sell me this $300 product, and now it's cost me $10,000 in what I've lost?
Well, you know what, also, a lot of customers and business partners look at it just from a hardware standpoint, right? I've got, say $700 into a system from a hardware standpoint. They're really not taking into the equation how much do I have in software and data that I've got on that system. Now you are talking $10,000, $20,000, that they really need to protect, and to make a $500 investment to do that, it's really simple math.
And if you look at it, for most of the times, the UPS will last the computer maybe 2 or 3 times to 1.
Absolutely.
They last a long time.
That's one of the great things about our new UPSs that we're partnering with Eaton on. And one of the expensive things from the UPS standpoint is always having replaced batteries after a couple of years. We've got new technology built into our UPSs that actually extends the life of the batteries up to 5 years. So that's a fantastic return on investment.
Yeah, it used to be one.
Right, exactly. And then you were spending several $100s to replace the battery.
And my guess is that the battery's probably no more expensive than it was when it was one year.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
But now you can get 5 years out of the life of our technology. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a sin, really. I'm being serious. Like if for a VAR to go out there and sell any type of critical piece of information that's going to, and I'm not talking that the computer itself, but anything that's being holding any critical information on it.
Well, and it's not even on new sales. I talk to a lot of customers and business partners. When I talk to them about UPSs and backup power, they always say, I've got some UPSs, they're 4 or 5 years old, and I'm just going to replace the batteries in them. Well, they're really doing their customers a disservice by not talking about the new products out there. Now I can extend the life to 5 years. So, if you keep putting older technology in an older UPS, you're not going to get as much life out of it. There's a thing also that talks about efficiency of the batteries. IBM's new line of UPSs are up to 98% efficient, which is fantastic. If they've got a UPS that's 3 or 4 years old, it could be as low as 81% efficient. The analogy that I like to use on the efficiency is, a customer has to buy $1's worth of electricity, and they put it into the UPS to power up their equipment. Well, they're getting 81 cents out to actually power their equipment out of older technology. Whereas with the IBM UPSs, every time they buy $1's worth of electricity to put in, they're getting 98 cents out to power their equipment. But that's actually cost savings.
17% of...
Yeah, more efficient.
I did the math.
You're quick. That was quick.
Somebody,
I can't do it anymore without a calculator.
I just got lucky. So let's move into the 3-phase for a few minutes. So you got the racks and all that. You've got the 3-phase units.
We've got 3-phase power distribution units supporting our racks and larger data centers that are running off of 3-phase. Absolutely.
And PowerWare, which was the Eaton bought the buy out, always has had the best product. Well, always is a long way, but for the past 10, 15 years, they've had the best UPS products in that space.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we partnered with them. We looked at the technology that they were able to bring to the table, and the things that, from a System X standpoint, we were trying to do. They just brought the best technology to the table. Customers today, from a power distribution standpoint, are much more interested in managing and monitoring their power usage. Older, even just 3 or 4 years ago, most customers just used a basic PDU or power strip in their racks. There was no intelligence in them. It almost was like a power strip that you use in your house. You pretty much just had a couple of breakers in it and on-off switch. Well, today with the technology that we've got, they can manage and monitor down to the outlet level. They can do it remotely, just using a web browser. If they're sitting in an office in Paris and they've got a data center in New York, they can actually go in via just a web browser and monitor each outlet in the rack and get the power usage out of it. What's even better is they can actually control the outlet. They can actually turn it off and leave it off. So that, and what's great about that, 2 things. One, a lot of times, the guy that manages the racks in the data center is not the same guy that's installing equipment in there. A lot of times, somebody will walk into a data center, look at a rack and say, oh, I got plenty of unit space to put a server in here, and they plop it in and plug it in. Well, what they've done is they've thrown out the distribution of the power in that rack, and you don't want that to happen. So now, remotely, you can control the outlet, and someone has to come to you to get permission. Can you please turn this outlet on because I need to install a rack? Well, now they'll know, yes, I've got plenty of power distribution coming into that rack. I'll turn it on for you.
Not to mention the heating and everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a whole week. It's an ecosystem of its own.
It is.
And if that goes out of balance, you can
things happen.
Yeah.
Well, that's why also with our PDUs and our UPSs, we've got heat and humidity monitoring capabilities, and we've also got networking capabilities that allow you to take advantage of the new technology and really manage all of that. Down what's the humidity into the rack, what's my temperature in there, so that any alerts or problems that come up, you're immediately notified.
You know what? Sounds like you got things well on the way. But before I end it, so how do you get your message out to the marketplace? Because VARs really don't get it. And before I actually answer that, the thing that they have to realize, or tell me if I'm wrong, but they don't need to be experts on UPSs to sell UPSs. And you guys will help them out with that.
Absolutely.
It's an easy thing. They'll even go far enough. You got your field sales people and everything else. You got configurators. It's easy. They just need to know. Basically, phone you up and say, tell us what to do.
Absolutely.
What do we sell?
I'm available for any partner, anytime to help out.
And what's the average margin?
We've also partnered with Tech Data. We've got a great technical team within Tech Data that's dedicated to IBM. We've got them, trained on these products, so knowledgeable, and I really stress to any partner that, especially if they've got System X customers and they need a discussion on rack and power, that they contact the IBM dedicated team within Tech Data. They are fantastic.
And margins? They're up around like 30-35% for the VARs?
They're actually fantastic. We've got a couple of competitors out there in the market that I won't name that have a good chunk of this market. And that's one of the things that we're really excited about, especially the PDUs and the UPSs. We are extremely competitive. And I would challenge any business partner, any sales rep out there to take a look at our UPSs and compare it against our competitors. I haven't seen one deal where we did not offer the business partner better margins.
Good place to end.
Perfect.
Welcome, and come on back another time.
Great.